Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Madam, and I'm coming back to you once again. This time, we're going to go to Hollywood Unlocked, and this is in the celebrities column. This is about basketball star James Harden. He is being sued for negligence after nephew accused of rape at his Houston mansion. I will list the article right and all of the details in the description, as I always do. But it says NBA star James Harden hit with negligence lawsuit over assault allegations at his Houston home. James Harden is catching heat, and this time it ain't about basketball. The NBA star is being dragged into serious legal trouble after a woman accused his nephew of raping her at a wild New Year's Eve party hosted at Harden's Houston mansion. Now the woman is suing Harden for negligence, claiming his security team failed her in the worst way. According to the court documents filed this week in Harris County, Texas, the incident allegedly went down as the party was jumping off into the 2024. The victim says she drank from a bottle given to her by Harden's nephew, Justice Amari Blackburn, and quickly blacked out. The next thing she remembers, waking up to horror. I was left alone inside. Lawsuit says security removed victim's friend, but left her inside with Harden's nephew. Here's where the situation turns even more disturbing. The lawsuit claims that guests were told to leave their cell phones and other personal items either in their cars or at the front gate. According to the filing, after the woman's lost consciousness, her two friends were kicked out of the house allegedly by Harden's private security, even though she was still inside. The victim's friend reportedly located her phone after being removed and quickly contacted her sister, who then reached out to Harden's sister, who also happens to be Blackburn's mother. The lawsuit says her sister even sent a photo of the woman to Harden's security, hoping to get help, but the security allegedly responded by saying that the woman in the image wasn't her, despite claims that she was still very much inside the mansion. The woman is now accusing Harden's team of not only ignoring outside cries for help, but also enabling the assault by failing to intervene when it could have been prevented. According to the 18-page lawsuit, Harden is being sued on the grounds of negligence for what his in-home security team allegedly did or didn't do. The night of the incident, the complainant accuses them of acting irresponsibly, failing to protect a guest under their watch, and brushing off efforts from loved ones who tried to intervene. But it doesn't stop there. The lawsuit also claims Harden is vicariously liable, vicariously liable for the actions of his guards and their corporate employer, which means the woman is holding him legally responsible for the actions of the people he hired to protect his home and guests. So far, James Harden's legal team has not issued any public responses, sources claim. But hey, this is something that, needs to be talked about. I mean, even in the aspect, I always try to take things from, what if it wasn't a person that was famous or whatever, even though James Harden is not being blamed directly and participating with the actual assault. As far as this article is concerned, it needs to be a really strong and long conversation about the dangers for men and women. Contrary to belief, and it's rarely talked about. In the more recent years, it has been talked about that men are victims of this same type of thing as well. men, women, and little ones. And so the thing about that is that it's a more disturbing trend, and it's coming more and more common to hear stories of young men and women and little ones going to social gatherings, private gatherings, things of that nature, places like the club or wherever, the beach or wherever, and you know, essentially being given a drink or something with a sedative in it, and they become unconscious. Is definitely a conversation that needs to be had in terms of just taking advantage of a person. You're essentially taking away a person's free will to choose whether or not to accept what is being given to them, or giving them the actual choice to make up their mind whether they want to participate in the activities that's being done. And like I said, it needs to be a conversation about this. James Harden, for his part, it was his residence. It is his residence, and even though he's not directly involved with it, his security team, and the security team definitely should be held liable for them neglecting to do what they were paid to do. Not only protect James Harden, but also the guests. The mere fact that it is being alleged, and I do say that at this time because all the details have not come out, and this is new to me, that, family members, try to tell them, hey, this is who she looked like, this is the person, and they continuously told her, allegedly, per their statement, that, she's not here, that's not the person, or whatever was said. They definitely need to be held responsible. As for James Harden, I'm not sure uh, where he would be held liable, other than the fact that the incident took place in his residence. Um, like I said, more details about that will definitely be made known if this lawsuit is permitted by the judge to go any further than this, just this basic allegation, this start point. But it's just a terrible thing. It used to be a time when you could go to a family function or a beach or a public or private setting and not have to worry about you consuming something, whether it be drink, food, or whatever the case is, and then waking up to something horrible that you did not consent to, that you did not ask for. And excuse my night, my ignorance and not being well versed in what people with prestige or money do, but I would think that you wouldn't have to do those types of things because of who you are or who you're associated with. Like, you could always find a groupie, whether it's man or woman. You can always find a groupie or a person that's willing to uh you know agree to whatever the what's going on. However, like I said, it's just been a disturbing trend, more so that it's becoming, in my opinion, acceptable for men, whether you have status or not, whether you're just an average guy or you're a multi-millionaire or billionaire, to actually do these things to people. Not saying that this applies to James Harden or whatever the case is. I'm talking genuinely. Just the allegation of it is just disturbing enough. I'm pretty sure when that young lady went to the party, it was not about, whether I was going to be violated. It was a party, just very sad and tragic. And I hope that this begins to spark a more conversation to talk about these type of things, because there are male victims and there are women victims as well. And, the need to, start to call out these people who actually are certified, you did this, we know you did this, to call out these people that think that it's okay to give a person a substance regardless of who you are. Again, I'm generally speaking, um, you know, and think it's okay to do that and take away a person's consent, aka their free will to choose, uh, you know, and think that it is be okay. It's something morally wrong, in my opinion, about that. For people that joke about that, that thinks that that's okay, or has done that to people, that is an extreme violation that you can never give back. And the years after the incident, of how it would make a person feel. But like I said, everything in this article is alleged. We don't know the ins and outs of it, but it is being reported. If it is permitted to go forward by the judge, then hopefully we'll get more details. But until then, drop down in the comment section. I would definitely love to hear from you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And I do appreciate you watching this video. But until then, be good to yourself first, and I will get back with you in the next video. Woke up looking for the flea, I keep a horn, like a pussy, I keep pushing the blueprint, it's not a beat, Mr. Get off, I get off.